Hello YouTube, this is Josh from JakeJoshTeam, and I wanted to tell you guys my story. And if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell to support the channel. Thanks. Now, let me tell you about attending a Federal Service Academy. These were the longest and most drawn out 4 years of my life, and yet probably will be the most memorable for the rest of my days. The journey started with a 3-week summer boot camp called Indoctrination. This is where the senior class begins training the incoming freshman class, and it is just like what you see in the movies, with the drill instructors yelling at the new recruits. The seniors put the fear of God in our class whenever someone messed up, was late, cracked a joke, or gave attitude. They would bang drums, pots, and pans at 5 in the morning and tell us to hurry up and get out of bed. Then not even 10 minutes later, our platoon would be jogging through the campus for morning physical training, or otherwise known as PT. During indoctrination, the days dragged on, and we crammed in so much training during these 21 days. We learned to march in unison, how to carry rifles, target practice, survival swimming, tactics, flag etiquette, the Navy Honor Code, fitness standards, and the lifestyle of a Navy officer. This first phase of my schooling felt like an eternity, but eventually my class indoctrination came to an end, and we were then accepted into the Regiment of Midshipmen as plebes. Right after indoctrination, the academic year began. Unlike other universities that are on a quarter semester system, my school was on a hybrid and ran on a trimester system. A trimester system is 13 weeks of classes followed by a week of finals, and boy, did that first trimester take a toll on me. A typical day for a plebe was as followed. You would wake up around 5:30 in the morning to make your bed, clean your room, and put on your Navy uniform. Then at 6 in the morning, you had to be on your company or building's attendance roll call. If you were 1 minute late, you would find yourself doing push-ups until you were told to stop. After roll call, the plebes of each company would go to their cleaning stations and act as janitors for the company's building until 6:45 in the morning, and then from 6:45 in the morning to 7:15, the plebe class would then be allowed to join the regiment for the remainder of breakfast. Then, from 7:15 to 7:30 was room inspections to make certain every room was organized, clean, and presentable. Then, at 7:30, the entire school would report to the flagpole and salute the American flag as it was being hoisted. This is referred to as colors. Also during colors, our school's band company would play the national anthem. After just a week of this, I felt like a hardcore patriot. Then after colors, the academic day would begin at 7:45 in the morning and go until 4 in the afternoon. The schedule was set for 7 class periods throughout the day, each lasting about 55 minutes in length, and usually we would have 1 or 2 of those periods open depending on the day. After the school day is finished, athletics or physical training begin promptly at 4:15 in the afternoon. Every military academy requires its students to maintain a specific physical fitness standard based on your height, your age, and your weight, which is why being involved in some type of varsity or club sport is mandatory. And obviously, I chose to join the cross-country varsity team, which was great for making new friends and getting to know other upperclassmen and midshipmen that were not in my company. After athletics, I would usually be sitting down for dinner around 7 in the evening, and then back in my room around 8 in the evening. I would then begin to work on homework and study for upcoming tests for a couple of hours. The amount of time spent on homework really depended on how much work I had to do. Some nights were later than others, but I would on average find myself laying down on my rack around 10:30 at night. And then I would wake up the next morning and start the whole process all over again. And for my first year, that was my daily routine. This schedule really tested my mental capacity, and oftentimes I found myself questioning why I signed up for a program such as this. Also, it didn't help that as a plebe, the senior class would constantly demoralize you with constructive criticism. They would always find something wrong with your uniform, your hair, or your room. But fortunately for me, I really loved and enjoyed the sport of running and my new teammates, so much that cross country was my escape from it all, but only for that first trimester. Throughout my freshman season, I ran consistent times and dealt well with the increase in distance for a standard NCAA cross-country race. Like I mentioned before, in high school, a cross-country race is 3 miles in distance, whereas in college, the distance is 5 miles. My fastest time was clocked in at 28 minutes and 52 seconds for a 5-mile race at the Bard College Invitational. And as exciting as that was for me, my coach demanded better. But unfortunately, I had peaked early that season and couldn't manage to run faster in the final races we had left that season. Eventually, I had a falling out with the coach, and when training for track season came around, I ended up leaving the school's varsity run team after the coach changed my training from running to pole vault. We were a small school with a small track team, and after our school's coach discovered I had a pole vault background, he demanded that I represent the track team through picking up some team points in the pole vault. But all I wanted to do was get better at running, and had no interest in pole vaulting again. And with this particular coach, it was his way or the highway. So after giving it some thought, I left the varsity track team and joined the school's collegiate triathlon club. Even though leaving the running team got me some extra hazing in the regiment from the seniors of that team, it actually felt great to have a fresh start with a new team. I only participated in one Olympic distance race that season, but still recorded a competitive time for our team at the Pennsylvania French Creek Triathlon. Over the course of a 1,500-meter swim, 40-kilometer bike ride, and 10-kilometer run, I recorded a time of 2 hours, 38 minutes, and 53 seconds, and placed 18th out of approximately 100 competitors. The best of my splits was the run portion, where I did the 6.25 mile run in 38 minutes and 35 seconds. And just like that, my plebe freshman year of athletics was a wrap. Then right before the summer break, the best part of plebe year was among my class, and that is Recognition Day. The day the regiment acknowledges that the freshman class has completed its training to be considered a midshipman of the regiment. This is a rite of passage for any student that attends one of the federal military academies. It's used to mark the end of the academic year and give all rights and privileges to the freshman class to be treated as equals amongst all students at the school. Freshmen definitely have it rough at any college, but attending a school where its culture and history is to treat the newest students as subordinates makes that first year the hardest experience for any individual to go through. And from firsthand experience, I'll tell you straight up, I don't think I ever had or ever will go through something as difficult as plebe year again. The stress and demand for perfection in the classroom, regiment, and athletics is a bar set so high that I don't even know how I got through it. Yet going home that summer was the most rewarding sensation and feeling I had ever felt in my life. There was only one event a few years later that came close to matching that satisfaction.